People don't realize when people talk about networking, every single person, man, woman, they network every single day. And every single person you know is part of your network. The person who's next to you in a bus that you're talking to, people that are your friends, your dentist, your doctor, every one of the people that you know is part of your network. And people forget about the fact that you've got this very rich network right in front of you without even thinking about it. So I give an example that years ago I was going to the dentist, and I had just left my company and I was ready to go to my next opportunity, and I really wanted to target a few companies, and I wanted to go in there, meet with some of the executives and see if there was a fit for me. But a couple of the companies, I didn't really know people that were in those companies. So I go to the dentist, and I was telling him about, I just left my company, I was going to look for another opportunity, and he was a lovely man, and he's listening to me, and he said, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yes," and he had me open my mouth, and he's working on my mouth and asking me questions, and I'm like, well, trying to answer. And after it was over with, he said, "Karen, come into my office." I was like, okay. So I went into his office, and back then, it was the old Rolodexes with the hard stock paper. And he's flipping through it. He said, just a minute. And I said, okay. So he pulls out a card and proceeds to pick up the phone and dial the person. And he said, "Hello, Mr. So-and-so, this is Dr. Schiffman. I'm, your dentist." And he said, "Yes." He said, "I have a favor to ask you. I really want you to talk to this young girl who's looking for a job in your company." I ended up with the most senior person in that division of that company that had control over the whole department that I was looking into. And it was because my dentist picked up the phone and called. And I would have never thought of him as my network. With women especially, they should think about their own personal brand, who they are, what it is that they're looking for. They should, look at a network of people that they feel can help them promote that brand. And they should be very specific and very disciplined in terms of, how they approach those people. And for me right now as a senior person, I've got people that I go to for fundraising, that I go to for hiring senior people, for issues like personal issues, for industry kind of decisions on products and services. I think of them as those are the people that I would go to for advice and counsel that aren't within my company. Those are my network. Those are the people I want to be in my personal network that can help me. And likewise, because they help me and give me advice and counsel, again, it's reciprocal. You give it to them as well. So it's not atypical for somebody to call me up and say, "I just want to pass this by you. What are your thoughts on?" And I am like the first person to say, "Of course, I'm going to give you my thoughts, and you're part of my network in a way I give back." So I think everyone should network. Everyone does network. It's not should. You network whether you know it or you don't know it. But I think everyone should be more planned and more thoughtful in terms of how they can make that network work to their advantage for their personal brand.